What is up, everybody? This is John with Archer Fish. Thanks for tuning in. If you like the content, please like, subscribe, share, comment, all that stuff. This is and Merry Christmas, everybody. This is just kind of my end of the year video. Just a recap of some of my my more memorable catches and trips this year. We're gonna start off with Florida in May. You know, my biannual trip. I usually go in May and October. And I go to Sanibel, Stewart, and Cedar Key. And what made this trip unique and special this year was it was my first trip on my dad's new boat. So it was really cool because we got to hit Stewart in his boat and fish some places that we don't normally get to fish, because mostly from Stewart, we fish from shore, under bridges, off docks, things like that, and it's usually really good. But this was different because we got to use his boat, which was awesome. And but first we're going to start in Sanibel. And we were able to catch all kinds of really cool fish, including some really cool bites on the shore. And if you haven't seen this video already, I will link it up top. In fact, all of these videos, I'm going to put a little link there. So if you want to see the whole thing, you know, these are just kind of little clips and stuff like that. But if you want to see the whole video, please watch them. It's really cool stuff, some really cool bites, really exciting stuff. So this one, we're going to start with Sanibel. Check this out. Alright, I just had another trout. I watched him follow it up, and then I watched him eat it at the surface. Oh, there's one. Oh, wow. Wow, I don't know if you guys see. I don't know what this is, but this is a big fish. I don't know if this is a giant snook or what. Oh, this is a huge fish. Oh, so I think it's a big snook. It was a big snook, and that was really cool because I just watched him eat. You can slow this down and watch him eat the lure, and he just attacks it while I'm talking. It was fantastic. So this next bit, it was blind pass. The fishing was kind of tough there. But what was really cool was this one guy, he had live bait. He was cast netting off the bridge. He had live bait, and he was just slaying these big snook. He must have caught, or at least hooked, like 10 fish just in the 30 minutes, 40 minutes that we were there. And I had a couple. I got a couple hooked, and I don't think I landed any because they were just snapping off. And then one I had, the closest one that I had, I ended up getting off. But yeah, that's this footage here. Blind pass, always a great place for big snook. If you know what you're doing, you got the proper gear and the proper bait. Blind pass is really cool, so check this out. Oh. Oh. He just wasn't even hooked. Yep. Oh. So the next clip is, this is when we're in Stewart on my dad's boat, and it was really cool because we found this ledge. And there were just all kinds of fish hitting on this ledge, especially this school of jacks that, I mean, there were so many of them. They were flying over the boat. I mean, it was just insane. We were just catching them one after the other and using all artificial and just throwing all kinds, I think, miradines and all kinds of topwater. And it was just like this crazy flurry. Here's a little bit of that. But again, check out the original video to see more of that stuff because it was super exciting. First, yeah. Oh, yep. Oh, they're right behind us. Need pliers out? Oh, God, as soon as it hit the water. This next clip was Tarpon Bay, the same Sanibel trip. We actually rented a boat there because they have the big flat boat, you know, the pontoons, and you can get really close because it could get kind of shallow in there. And what was really cool about this was we found all kinds of young snook feeding along the mangroves. We followed this one school around these mangroves, and it was super exciting because, you know, even these, you know, 22, 23-inch snook, you know, they grab a hold and they do not let go. So check this out. Yeah, dog it. Oh. Yeah. God. Okay. There is not that big, but man, it's a bruiser. Got a net for me? Yeah.
It's not a big fish.
Now this next clip is Sanibel Pier, and you know, we had a few days to try to catch these big reds, which is always what we try to do, especially in October. And man, they hit this one evening. There weren't a lot of people, maybe 5-6 people out there. Everybody was hooking into them, and man, I had a really tough time keeping them pinned. You know, they would get under the dock, cut you off really fast. It's all depending on where they bite and what kind of gear you got. And if you can get them out of the dock before they cut you off, and you'll see in these clips, I mean, this was epic. I must have hooked 5 or 6 fish, and eventually I ended up landing one. So did my dad, and it was awesome because these are these nice bull reds. Not quite the giants, but really, I mean, just in crazy fighting fish, especially because most of the rigs I got on there, I've got like 30-pound braid, or I'm 15-pound braid and, you know, 30-pound leader on a kind of medium rod. I did have a heavier setup, but man, these fish were tough. So check this out. This next one is Cedar Key, same trip. And what was really cool about this trip too is my dad caught not only an inshore slam, which in Cedar Key is very tough to do because although now there's seemed to be a decent snook population, in the 30 plus years that I've been fishing Cedar Key, I've never caught a snook or seen anyone else catch one. I'd heard about it, but I've never caught one. And I fished Cedar Key for a long time, for most of my life. So the fact that he caught a snook was pretty mind-blowing, but he also caught a huge red, a bluefish, lots of trout. I mean, my dad slayed at this trip. This one was really exciting. Again, check that footage out if you haven't seen it. Look at this.
Is it? Holy shit! What the heck is it? What is it? Big old bluefish? Oh my gosh, a massive red.
Pretty nice.
All right, this next clip is from Diamond Valley Lake. Such a great lake. I'd only managed to get there once this year, but it was super cool. It was overcast. It was kind of, the spawn was done. I think this was in the summertime, and I only got 5 bites, and 2 of them I missed. One got off the line. I watched it jump and get unhooked. I think, or no, it broke me off on a drop shot. And then one got me wrapped up, and it was a giant fish. And I fought him for about 10 minutes. I maneuvered the boat around to try to get him unhooked. It was a giant. But the ones that I did land were my biggest of the year. 5.5, I think 4.5 and 5.5 or something like that. 5-6 pounds, something like that. And they're just incredible fish. Beautiful coloring. Anyway, check this out. Really good fish.
This baby. Now I know there's a lot of sticks over here, but well, does this make my trip worth it already on the first fish? All right, she's at 5.5. What a beauty. Can you believe this? This fish right here.
I went to Castaic a lot this year. I was always kind of focused on the wind, and if the wind, and it seemed to be particularly windy this year at Castaic. I don't like to rent a boat if the wind is over 10 miles an hour most of the day. So I typically would hit Kachuma if the wind was better, and for whatever reason, the wind seemed to always be better at Kachuma this year, or Casitas. So I hit those 2 lakes a lot. But the couple times I did hit Castaic, because of the weird water levels and the weird timing of everything, I got into some amazing boils. This video here, if you've not already seen it, I had to split it into two because the fish were boiling for hours and hours and hours. And there were some decent sized bass in there, little butterballs, a few striper mixed in. And I had just a great day. And I caught them all on the Fluke and kind of top water, just a little bit subsurface, just casting towards boils. And it is an insanely exciting way to fish if you've not done it. So check this video out. And if you haven't seen both parts, do it. But yeah, check these clips out.
Oh, God, that's another. Oh, that's the school right there. Look at them. Look at that. All right, that's the school. Oh, there's something. It's getting there.
All right, this next section is Kachuma, and what an amazing lake, probably my favorite. And I start out with just a good sized bass that was pulling the boat. I think it was a nice 4-pounder. And then jerk bait days there, man. It was overcast and it was cool and the wind was blowing the right way. And I just caught like fish after fish, all on the jerk bait, which is such an exciting way to fish. But yeah, check that original video out too, because the jerk bait bite there, when it was overcast, was just insane. And then of course, who can forget the beaver? The beaver bite, it was just crazy. If you've not seen the beaver video, I'm using that crazy looking lure and I caught a ton of fish on it on top. It was remarkable. Check this out.
This feels really good. Oh my God. Oh, this is huge. I think he does have me wrapped. Easy, man. This is oh, it's a huge bass.
Lower him a little bit. There.
All right, so first up is the old jerkbait.
It's the beaver.
Treating this like it's a big swim bait. So you see this corner here. Seems like a decent place to throw it. Oh, just like one strike on the big beeve here. That'd be so cool. Oh, I go. No way. No way. Gotta employ the seaman tall. Oh, you kidding me? Are you kidding? Joking. Are you joking right now?
And of course, if you've not watched this last video, I fished with my buddy Mike and catching that big old striper on top on 8-pound test with a little mini fluke, you know, and that striper was, I think, was like 7-8 pounds. And so he took me for a ride and it was incredible. So check this out.
All right, guys. Now this is all right, this is a good striper. What a beauty.
Look at that thing.
My biggest striper this year for sure, on top.
And who could forget my time at Casitas this year? It was a really great year, from getting some live shad. I was able to net some myself one day, but also another guy, a gentleman at the dock, he helped me out and he had gazillions of shad and he gave me a whole bucket load. And I had a great couple of trips at Casitas this year using live shad. I mean, it's such an exciting way to fish. And then I went out with my buddy over there too, and that was a lot of fun. He let me go out on his boat with him, and we caught a ton of fish. So, man, it was super exciting time at Casitas. Casitas was looking great for most of the year. I mean, it was a fun time. Anyway, check out those clips. Check out those videos if you haven't seen the live shad fishing at Casitas. Yeah, check it out. Oh yeah, and one of my last trips there when it was like really cold, and I caught a super fat fish deep. And I had to fizz him. It was my first time fizzing a bass, and I unfortunately had to do it with the hook that I straightened out, but I did save the fish, so that was super cool. Yeah, just another remarkable moment. And not to mention at Casitas, I also saw a bobcat jump in the water and grab a coot and take it off into the wild. So that was pretty exciting. So check that video out too.
Oh, not bad. Oh my God. Look at this fish. Big. But this thing is heavy. Look at that belly. Look at this belly. This dude is eating.
All right, that is it, everybody. I just want to thank you guys for subscribing, for watching, for liking. Thanks to everyone that I went fishing with this year, everybody that I met, subscribers and fellow fishermen, all that stuff. Thanks for following along on this journey. I got a lot of exciting stuff coming up in the new year. A lot of surprises, but a lot of great content as well. Hoping to do some new and different things. I just want to thank you guys for following me this year. Watch these clips and watch these other videos. I got a lot of great content on the channel already, so go back and look at some of these older ones if you want. There's a lot of cool stuff, some cool footage, and I just want to thank you guys again, and I will see you tomorrow.